my name's Beth, and today I'm going to be doing my August book haul. This is going to be a pretty big book haul, unfortunately. Well, not for you guys, but for me, because I'm buying way too many books, more than I'm reading, and I even had a really great month this month, and I still bought more books than I read. So, yeah. I kind of bought books in two batches. So one batch is purely like young adult novels, more or less, and then the other batch is graphic novels and the comic bind-ups. Yeah, and then I have one book that was a pre-order that arrived this month. So I will start with that one and then show you the novels and then the graphic novels. So the book that was a pre-order and showed up was George by Alex Gino. I have already read this, and I actually reviewed this book on my channel, so I'll link that down below. And I'll also leave the Goodreads page for this book and all the other books I will show you down below, just so if you want to know more and I don't give a full explanation of what these books are, you can click the links. So yeah, I really enjoyed this book, and it's a super important book, but I talked all about that in my review. So if you want to know more, click that, or you can wait a couple of days and I'll talk more about this in my August wrap-up. So the next group of books are all young adult novels that I ordered in one go. So the first one I have is The Winner's Curse by Marie Rutkowski. This is a young adult fantasy novel, the first book in a young adult trilogy, and I have already read this and I really enjoyed it, and I will talk more about it in my wrap-up in a couple of days. The next book is The Strange and Beautiful Sorrows of Ava Lavender by Lesley Walton. This is a young adult book with magical realism in it, I believe. I've heard so many good things. I have not read this yet. I'm hoping to get to it really soon, just because I know it is a lot of people's favorite book, or one of their favorites, so I'm really excited to get to this one as well. The next book is one that has been super popular on Goodreads, or on the booktubes lately, and that is The Wrath and the Dawn by Renee Ahdieh. I hope I'm saying that right. This is a retelling of 1001 Arabian Nights. I have not heard too much about the fairy tale, and I am not too sure what this is about. I've heard some things, but I've heard so many good reviews that I just wanted to pick this up and read it for myself. I have not gotten to it yet, but I'm hoping to get to this one soon as well. The next book I have is, again, one I've heard really good things about, but I have not read it for myself yet, and that is Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda. I know this one is a fairly new release, and this is by Becky Albertalli. I believe, I'm hoping I'm saying that right. But I've heard so many good things, and I'm super excited to get to this one as well. As I am for all the books, that's why we buy books. So the next three books are the first three books in a series that will be completed later this year or early next year in 2016, I believe. But that is the first three books of The Raven Cycle by Maggie Stiefvater. So we have The Raven Boys, The Dream Thieves, and Blue Lily Lily Blue. All of them are a young adult fantasy series, I want to say. I've just heard so many amazing things about this, and I know the fourth and final book comes out late this year, early next year, so I kind of want to read them before that book comes out, just so I am up to date type of thing. So those were the novels I picked up this month. So for graphic novels and comic bind-ups, I will start with the comic bind-ups. The first two I have are actually volumes 1 and 2 of the same one, and that is East of West Volume 1 and Volume 2. I have read Volume 1 and I really enjoyed it, and I'm starting Volume 2. I'm hoping to get to this one in the next day or so, maybe before the end of August, so I will share my thoughts of this one definitely in my August wrap-up, and hopefully this one in my August wrap-up. The next one I have already read as well, and that is The Wicked and the Divine, Volume 2, and I absolutely love this one as well. I believe Volume 3 is already out, or it's coming out very soon, but I will definitely be picking that up. And then the next one I have also read again, and I really loved this, and this was Alex and Ada, Volume 1. I know there are 3 volumes altogether, and I believe that's all there will be, but I loved this, but I will talk more about this and Volume 2 of The Wicked and the Divine in my August wrap-up in a couple of days. So the next few I have not read yet, and I don't know why this is so complicated to get out of the box. There we go. I just kind of drew out some at random and started reading them, and then the rest I just kind of haven't touched yet. So I have Rat Queens Volume 1, Sass and Sorcery. I've heard so many good things about this, and I'm excited to get more into graphic novels and comic bind-ups. So I figured this might be a good place to start, or one of the good places to start. Next, I have Thor, the Goddess of Thunder. I've only heard Riley Marie, I believe, talk about this, and it sounds super interesting. I have not gotten much into Marvel Universe yet. I'm hoping to get more into it, but I believe this is about Thor loses his hammer, and which drains him of all his Thor powers. And then a girl comes along and picks up the hammer, making her Thor, and that just sounds super cool. So, yeah. Again, another Marvel one, and this is Miss Marvel No Normal, Volume 1. I've heard so many good things about this one, and I'm super excited to get to it. Next, I have Sex Criminals, Volume 1. Again, I've heard very good things about this one, and I'm hoping to get to this one soon as well. The final comic bind-up I have is Lumberjanes, the first volume, I want to say. Yeah, Volume 1. And again, I've heard a few things about this, but all positive, so I'm excited to get to this as well. And then I have 3 graphic novels. Yes. The first one I read this month already, and that is Nimona by Noelle Stevenson. This is such a good graphic novel, and I really loved it, but I'll talk more about this in my August wrap-up. Then I have In Real Life by Cory Doctorow and Jen Wang, and yeah, I know this one is a graphic novel about a girl who's into role-playing games online, but super excited to get to this one. And then the final graphic novel I have is Seconds by Brian Lee O'Malley. Brian Lee O'Malley is the person who does the Scott Pilgrim graphic novels, and I've seen the movie. I haven't read those graphic novels, but I loved that movie, and I've heard this one is about a chef who gets the chance to redo her life type of thing, and I've heard nothing but positive things about this graphic novel as well. It's pretty chunky, but I'm excited to get to this one. So, yeah. I believe that is all I have for you for today, for my August book haul. Yeah, this is probably going to be the last big book haul I have for a little bit, because I have way too many unread books on my shelf, but I always say that, and then I always haul way too many books. So I'll probably have another September book haul. But yeah, that's all I have for you for today. So until next time, have a great day or night whenever you're watching this, and I will see you soon. So yeah, bye!